So formation of spores or sporulation process uh, begins in germination process. When you say germination process, so the cells are metabolically active, and there is what we call a lacking or a breaking, I mean, of the hibernation process, or when in the cells breaks the hibernation process. When say hibernation, there is a low temperature inside the cells, and then there's a rupture of the cell coat happens in germination process also, and followed by the absorption of the spore coat, and then swelling of the endospores, and then loss of the resistance to different environmental sites. After germination, followed by vegetative stage. So vegetative stage, this is the stage of growth and reproduction process. And after the vegetative stage, there is what we call starvation state. In starvation state, the nutrients are considered to be decreased, no? And there is what we call lowering of the what we call this, lowering of the uh, taking in, or I mean, of the different nutrients inside the cells. And onset, followed by onset. So usually when say onset, the cells started to harbor the chromosomes, okay, and there is what we call formation, I mean, of the four spore, okay. Four spore, I mean, this is a spore that generates from the mother cells, okay. Four spores sa tawag doon. Once na nag-generate ng four spores, it is coming from the mother cells, okay. It is a invaginations, I mean, or divisions that forms during the onset state, when the cells harbors another genetic material. Then followed by the commitment states, okay. When say commitment state, in this state, of course, there's a formation of the four spores, and then there's adjustment to the different temperature or environmental surrounding, like pH and temperature. Then followed by the engulfment stage. So may say engulfment stage, there is what you call the mother cells phagocytize the four spores already. So this one is already the matured spores. So phagocytized by the mother cells, that is engulfment stage. So then followed by maturation stage. So until the four spores become maturated, and then there is followed by uh, autolysis, or the mother cells lysis, releasing the matured four spores, and then followed by germination process. So again, this is considered to be a sporulation process cycle that took place in Bacillus subtilis bacteria. Next. So protein body or formations in myxobacteria. So under starvation conditions, myxobacteria aggregates into huge protein bodies. Try to see, this is the protein bodies. Okay, parang mga prutas yan. So within the fruiting bodies, the cells differentiates into myxospores that can survive for many years. So this one, ang fruiting bodies, it contains already the cells that can able to survive for many years. That is considered to be a fruiting body formation of myxobacteria. Okay, and we have another one, the formation of cysts. So usually, if these are flagellated bacteria, usually the flagellated bacteria, so if we have liquid or even in solid, so it is a peritrichus usually, or we have the swim cells or swarm cells ang tawag doon nila. Okay, swarming of cells to damo na siya. Okay, so sa liquid, example liquid siya, or the swim cells, usually they have only monotrichous, they are considered to be a monotrichous bacteria. Okay, so after nagkaroon ng tinatawag natin na mobilization state ang tawag dito, okay, it is coming from the germination states of the bacteria. Usually the formation of cyst starts with, to correct, the formation of cyst started with germination process, wherein this the release of the cyst, or the cells inside the cyst, I mean, and it empty the husk or the non-membranous cells ang tawag sa husk na yan. Okay? So, it will develop into a mature cells or the sim cells or the swarm cells. So, a peritrichous cells and this is a monotrichous cells undergone starvation process. So, there is what we call a decrease in the harbor of nutrients, then leads to the formation of the polyhydroxybutyric acid granules. Okay? And then the cells started to change in cell shape and loss of the mobile stage or the motility stage because there's a loss of the flagellated stage also. And there is what we call a formation of the exine, okay, wherein two cells develop into, when one cells develop into two cells, okay, that is known to be exine formations. And then that based on that, it is already the C cells then developed into, and it will harbor more nutrients and develop at least 4 C cells and then followed by germination process. So that is considered to be the formation of a C cells.